And everyone said like what's means to be Canadian citizen. Yeah, everybody thinks that you will be more secure, protected, and like has benefit of the Canadian citizenship as has the what we call the opportunity to to live in peace and be wealthy and all this stuff. And also we discussed how would you like Fort McMurray to be. I think everyone likes Fort McMurray to be different, more like a city, more than a village. And I agree, we have a lot of revenue on this city, but we like to see Fort McMurray become the best cities in Canada. I think we can do it if we want. Thank you very much.
Who wants to participate next? Thank you.
I'm going to go next. I'll start by saying most of the things we discussed here, like they touched on one or two of them. But I'll say we started by discussing why most of us came down here, and we found out that people had different reasons why they came down to Canada. Firstly, like we talked about freedom, we talked about education, we talked about security. And we found out that even concerning like those of us that came in, for example, I gave an example to my group. Like when I came in as a landed citizen, and I had this high expectation that when I come into Canada, I'm going to be placed exactly where my educational qualifications were supposed to. And I was so disappointed because coming to Canada, it was like, oh man, you have to go back to school, you've got no job experience. We landed in Vancouver, and it's totally different from the way Alberta does their own thing, I must say, because in Vancouver, you have to really get into the educational system. If you don't get your certifications re-evaluated, then you're not doing anything there. So coming down to a place then we came down to say some people came from Afghanistan and from other places. They were there were wars, and they had to come into Canada because they felt like this was a place where they had people already there, and the freedom we get in Canada. So we saw a lot of varieties of things that people really went through, coming into Canada. And then we now detailed it to coming down to Fort McMurray. And we all agreed with one another that coming down to Fort McMurray is really a small community. People come in here because they want job. It's different. Somebody here said he goes to school in Calgary, and that he's introduced into the people in Calgary, saying to them that look, I go to Fort McMurray, this is my profession, this is the amount I earn as a start point, and everybody's like, oh wow, we have to get to Fort McMurray. So here in Fort McMurray, we got the job here in Fort McMurray, and it's just us getting to get ourselves intimidated and intimate into the community, and then we'll find out that when we do that, we have diversity, because if you get to know one person introduces you to the other person, and then you're moving around, and then you can find yourself where you really want to be. And then something we said also was what is the surprise? What was our first impression coming into Fort McMurray? She said she's coming from Vancouver, and it's really cold. And a lot of us agree that the weather is really extreme here. And we got advices look, you have to really dress well, you have to cover your nose, you have to cover your mouth, so that you don't get your lungs blocked out or frozen. And all that. You have to learn how to drive in the snow, you have to drive slowly, right? So all that was the kind of things we all agreed that, yeah, really. And then we talked about also the size. You are coming all the way from Fort McMurray, and you have to go to the next town, you have to go to Edmonton. And it takes 4 to 5 hours just to get there. He said he was talking to his parents, and he was just telling them he's traveling. One would think you're just stepping over to the next place, but it takes you a long time. So those are the kind of things that we really discussed. And then surprisingly, we also got to know that we have a representative, a senator, in Ottawa that is actually from Fort McMurray. In Alberta, it's actually from Fort McMurray. And if we go online, we can actually get to know this guy. somebody black.
Senator Douglas.
Douglas Black. So you can go Google about Senator Black and then find out things to do about Fort McMurray. Because he is really representing Fort McMurray out there, and he's saying to the whole world and Canada inclusive that Fort McMurray is a place to be in. We've got the oil, we've got stuff. So we have to build a community to be great. Thank you.
Next. Okay. Who else is coming? All right. Yeah.
Hi everybody, my name is Ahmed. I'm basically from Pakistan. First I would like to thank you for the Canadian government, because since 2007 I arrived here. Since today, they treat me as a Canadian citizen. They never treat me as a London immigrant. I feel so comfortable. I lived in so many other cities, Vancouver, Quebec, Toronto, but I feel very good about the government, how the way they treat me. I never feel scared. So first of all, I would like to thank you for that, because I got so surprised about the government and about the people who lived in Canada. They are so friendly. I never ever been in a school here. Whatever I learned, whether I learned my English and stuff, I learned from my Canadian peoples. They helped me a lot to learn those things. So it was a good opportunity for me to came to the Canada and be a citizen here now. So it's very thankful for me, for the Canadian government, and what I learned here to help to other peoples, which is the good part of the Canada. So I try my best. Now I'm Canadian citizens. I will vote. It's my right now. So and I have one request to all of you guys, because we come all from the different cities from the Canada too, right? I don't think so. We're born and raised here in the Fort Mac. So now the Fort McMurray give us a big opportunity to make a good money, because like I was just a little employed before, but now in the last couple of years I started my own business and I did very well. It's about the Fort McMurray, so I just want the people, they will spend the money here. They will participate in the Fort McMurray. It's just not like that, you just make money and go back home and spend the time and spend the money over there. The Canadian government gives us a lot, so now it's our turn to return. So that's I just made it.
Who else wants to go next? My table is.
Hi everyone, I'm Elisa Camero, and I'm so happy to be here. Happy and proud. We can.
We can come back if you want. Does anybody want to go?
Listening to all the tables today, I think everybody's touched on a little bit about really all the discussions that we've had at the table also. One thing that, first of all, we discussed about what it was that surprised us about Canada, and I would have to say that the warmly friendly attitude is what I liked most of all. What I'll never forget that for me personally was first arriving at Calgary Airport and having the ambassadors there to welcome you into the country. And I was saying that with the Fort McMurray Airport now, for anybody that they call home here, which my husband and I do because we've lived here for over 8 years now, so Fort McMurray itself is home to us, to have, when Fort McMurray Airport now expanding, to have ambassadors there also to welcome new people to the community. We talked about Canadian culture and what Canadian culture actually meant, and I think to us all Canadian culture is a representation of all cultures, because we are so diverse and multicultural and accepting of everyone, and we do treat people equal. I'm very proud to be here today. This has been a long journey and it's very emotional for me also. All of us sitting at the table today, we have so many Scotland, we have someone from England here, we have someone from Colombia, Congo, Zimbabwe, like such a mixture at this table. It's crazy that we're sitting home today and you can see that we're actually all now Canadian citizens. So we're very proud. Thank you.
Hi everybody, my name is Terry. I'm very humbled to represent my table here and very honored to joining the Canadian family. We were talking and discussing of our experiences here and what surprised us when we came to Canada, and all of us agreed definitely that the snow was one of the biggest surprise. You see it on TV and you feel like, wow, I want to touch it. But then once you get here, I mean, it's a different ballgame. I mean, it's called. And one of the persons were asking, what are you going to do now that you're Canadian? What are you going to do right away? I'm like, for me, I think it's been a very long waiting. And I lived in Toronto, Calgary, and I've been carrying every piece of information from the Canadian immigration, all the letters. And I'm grateful now that I'm going to shred most of it. I'm very grateful now that I'm a Canadian citizen, and most of those unnecessary letters I'm going to shred and just keep my citizenship and move forward with that. And we also agreed that definitely, in as much as everything Canada is offered for us, and there's still a lot of work to be done, and we agreed that particularly here in Fort McMurray, accommodation is a bit expensive, and it's been a challenge for most of us. And if our representatives can help with that, that will make us feel more at home here in Fort McMurray, because the reason why people come and go and just treat Fort McMurray as just a workplace is because accommodation mostly is expensive and people are sharing in these small apartments and stuff like that. So if we can all work together to make this a permanent home, that would be very grateful. And I'm very thankful also that here in Canada we got the peace, the freedom, just like everybody was saying, and I'm very proud to be part of this family now.
Anybody else wants to?
Yes.
Okay, Chris. Well, the thing is, I'm very happy to be here, and I'm waiting for this time, 7 years, and this is the reason I'm so excited. I give for everyone of Canada, everyone over here, to be Canadian, my family, sorry, my family, and all my people from my country too are Canadian too. Thank you for giving this opportunity for all of Venezuela, for all Colombia, for all people over here, because now we are more people to support that town. Thank you for my movie. Thank you, Canada.